episode 93.
Are you ready to take your eBay business to the next level? Then hold on, because Ron and Ali are going to take you into the fast lane with the latest tips and insights from some of the biggest and most successful sellers here on the So You Want to Sell on eBay podcast.
Welcome once again to another episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. I'm Ron LeBeau.
And I'm Ali Young.
Hi, everyone. We have with us today from Texas, Gabe Sharp. Gabe, how you doing tonight?
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Great. You're from Texas.
Thanks.
I remember as a kid, Texas is where all the cowboys are, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool, man. We got cowboys on the show.
I live in Austin. There's not a whole lot of cowboys here, but there's a few.
Cool.
There might be a whole lot of wannabes, right?
Yeah. That's true.
Oh,
Yeah. So Gabe Sharp is a 38-year-old entrepreneur and eBay reseller, and he's also an eBay top-rated seller and power seller with a desire to help others succeed on the platform. So, Gabe, we really appreciate you joining. Go ahead, Ali.
Wow, this is fantastic. You're an entrepreneur then. You're a fellow brother. We're in that secret entrepreneurism club. Brilliant.
The brotherhood.
So what are you? From the hood. So what are you an entrepreneur of then?
Everything. Online marketing, social media management. I've been buying and selling for over a decade. Drop shipping. I've done numerous things and still do.
Wow, I love it.
So you're like an encyclopedia of online selling in one, right? I mean, just like the
Absolutely.
whole set. That's awesome, man. Hey, we really appreciate people like you coming on our show and sharing your story with us, not just eBay, but just online selling in general. Let's talk a little bit about how you got started. I mean, obviously, you got to start somewhere. You were working somewhere maybe, and how'd that segue into eBay?
Well, I was actually a bartender and in the restaurant business for about 20 years, crazy enough, since I was 16 years old. And just I was sick of doing it. I had a love for sales, and it's what I wanted to do. I started out just drop shipping and kind of moved my way up from there. Got into eBay, and now I work a little bit more on Amazon FBA, but still do a lot on eBay. Don't get me wrong. I sell a lot on eBay.
Nice.
Okay, well, cool. You touched base just a little bit on drop shipping. Let's for anybody who's not sold yet, can you give like a 30-second take on what drop shipping is?
Sure. Drop shipping is basically you're a middleman. You copy and paste pictures and descriptions from your actual wholesaler. You get it for your price, knock the price up just a little bit to where you make a profit, and you work as a middleman. You order from your company, and when the order is placed, they ship directly to your customer.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're doing it like on a website and eBay? You're sort of integrating
Sure.
both together? That's fantastic.
Yes.
So the thing I've always wondered about that is what about competition? Do you find, so these drop shippers, I imagine they drop ship to other people as well. Do you ever run into a competition problem?
You do. I mean, it just depends. You got to find niche products. I mean, I have a tendency to really find, high converting niche products that work really well for me.
Cool.
Yeah, and the other thing about it is a lot of drop shippers use MAP pricing, which is minimum advertised pricing. So what it kind of does is it kind of keeps people like Gabe, who can afford to buy $100,000 worth of things, and me, who can only afford like $100 worth of things, keeps us honest, because the minimum advertised price is the price, the minimum that you can advertise it for. So, when Gabe buys in huge volume, he could easily say, I want $20 for these things, but I still have to get $300 for them. So what it does is it kind of keeps everybody honest and says the minimum price that you can order for that you can sell this item at is this price. So it just kind of keeps everybody somewhat honest. I mean, it doesn't always work, but it's an attempt to.
Cool. So can you do that on eBay? You could take the same drop shippers, and you can put it on eBay as well. That's great.
Yeah, easily.
So you don't even need the product.
I have a partner who I've actually ran a store with for a number of years, and that's what we do. We just drop ship.
Brilliant. And that's fantastic.
Ali and I did that with leather products for a long time, briefcases and tote bags and things like that. And the beautiful thing about it is if you don't have any money or don't have a whole lot of money and you want to get started in this, if you find a really good drop shipper, this is a good way to get entry level position in starting a business, because like Gabe said, you are the middleman. You're the person that's doing the work to get the website up and to get the advertising. But when someone actually buys from your website, you're actually just sending an email. In my case, it was sending an email to the supplier and say, hey, send Ali, here's his address, send him this briefcase, and bam, done. It's just seamless. It's really good. There are some drop shipping nightmares. I'll be honest with you that, that it doesn't always work as good as our drop shippers were, and maybe yours too, Gabe. I have heard some drop shipping nightmares where people, the drop shipper actually runs out of supplies and things like that. That's never good. But, if you get a good drop shipper, it can be a lucrative business.
Sure. I have a few companies right here in Texas that we drop ship from, and they're very reliable. They send us updates if they're even low on inventory, and, we stay in the loop.
Love it. So word on the street, Gabe, it's just come in to me from Texas. I've got like sources there that you're a T-shirt guy. Is that
true?
Are they true that my Texan, my sort, they're good, are they? So what are you? You're designing the T-shirts? You make the T-shirts? You create your own look on them, or what do you do?
No, I have been in that boat, but no, as of right now, I flip T-shirts. I mean, basic buying and selling. People overlook it. They're always focused on dress shirts and blazers and everything else that they can flip for all this high dollar. But the fact of the matter is, if you can get 20 T-shirts that you can make $15 a piece on, you just had a good day. And I mean, they're everywhere.
And so I can't believe that I'm the only person that walks by the T-shirt racks at Goodwill when I'm looking for other things and just missing a whole gold mine that you would love to come behind me on and just score.
Absolutely.
So you're like,
absolutely. I will not pass them up again.
That's it. Your competitor is sitting next to you. So you're doing like thrift stores and shops like that. Is that where you're getting them?
I do. And I am looking to get back into designing T-shirts as well. This is something I kind of have on the agenda for 2017. I'm looking at some private label options for Amazon FBA, and that's one of the options I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm. Very cool, man. Yeah, I've done some merch by Amazon T-shirts where you actually print on demand, and I know I have some friends that are really doing well with that. So that's another option for you. But yeah, it's really cool to just kind of be able to spread your wings and just go out and buy whatever you need to, right?
I agree, and it's fun. I mean, it's a good time.
It is. So you don't do like dresses and stuff. I don't see you as a dress man there, Gabe.
No. I do sell women's jeans, a lot of them.
And again,
no
same source, the thrift stores?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I watched a video you did Monday, and I guess I'm getting old. I don't really know all these names of jeans and stuff, but I tell you what, if I could start making the money that you make on these things, I will learn that, what is it, 7 in all or 7 in man or so? I don't know what it is, but
7 for all mankind. Absolutely.
7 for all mankind. I mean, I will learn, it's amazing how money can be a motivator to learn, right?
Sure. Well, the thing about jeans is there's a lot of people trying to get in on that on eBay, but the fact is, not every single pair of 7 for all mankind jeans is going to sell for you on eBay. People complain in Facebook groups all the time. They're like, I can't move these. I'm not selling these. But you got to know what styles you are looking for of 7 for all mankind. If you go run and buy 20 pair of bootcut jeans, they're not going to move. But if you know the specific style that you're looking for, I'll sell them in 2 or 3 days. And I pick these all day.
Wow. So you're like a jeans connoisseur. I bet that, from a distance with your binoculars, you can see that stitch is out of place. That's a fraud. You can tell what's real and not, yeah?
I can spot a fake, yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's really interesting, man. And how long did it take you to get to this point? I mean, seriously, because, there's a lot of fakes out there, I imagine, yeah?
Well, it started with buying jeans. I bought a lot of high-dollar jeans that I wore myself back in the day. I'm kind of a fashionable guy. Kind of.
Got a good beard. I have to tell you, everyone, he's got a great beard.
Yeah,
Don't let
definitely.
the beard fool you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just years of studying them and learning just watching the trends, watching sold listings, and just I would jot down everything I saw sold. I would see what was selling the most in all these lines. I would scour eBay looking at those sold listings, and I got it down.
So the reason
now I have what I go by every single time I hit a thrift store. I know specifically what I am looking for, and if I know that it won't sell, or at least even sell within 30 days, I'll leave it on a rack.
Now, do you stay away from certain sizes, or is there a size zone that you try and hit? Like, widths, waist and things like that, or does that matter?
Bigger sizes do sell better. I mean, this is definitely men and women. I mean, you're going to sell those better and quicker. The conversion is going to be much quicker, but I'll dabble in even smaller sizes. That's not a problem. I sell everything down to 23s, 24s all the time in women's. I mean,
wow.
Brilliant.
Okay.
And you must have a room, or you must have like a warehouse, just like you dive in there. Right, I've got to find this T-shirt. So you must have it all completely organized, is it?
It's pretty organized. I keep a nice little inventory system going, and I know where I'm at when I make a sale.
I think that's the hardest
that's
part,
a good point.
Because we've met a lot of people on this show as well, but I know I've done a little bit of eBay. I've dabbled in it. And the hardest part was knowing where everything is and keeping track of everything. And this is sold, and I've got to buy it again. Should I go down the shop today or tomorrow? Blah, 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 blah. I mean, what's your system to keep all that in sort of place?
Well, I actually, I live in, where I'm at, I don't have a huge storage room that I can use for the amount of inventory I have. So I use a storage unit, plain and simple, and I have it well put together and, ready to pick apart inventory.
Okay.
Wow, that's really awesome. And like Ali alluded to a little bit ago, with a room full of jeans, do you have a numbering system or something because I would imagine if you have, just racks and racks of jeans and they're all blue, that might be an issue. I mean, how do you do that? Do you do like custom SKUs in your listing maybe or something?
I do have just a basic, skewing system that I use just to number all my jeans and even shirts. I sell a lot of dress shirts too, and T-shirts, of course, like we talked about. So, I keep them labeled just to know where I'm at. Makes things a lot quicker when I'm shipping out orders.
The other thing I didn't realize, I guess I just didn't think about it a whole lot, but in your video I saw you sell Western shirts, dress shirts, with the snaps. And I imagine there is really probably a really good niche for that, right? I mean, a really good market for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I sell a ton of them. Pearl Snap, Wrangler shirts, Larry Mahan, crazy Western shirts. I sell a ton of them. I just sold 3 Wrangler shirts about 30 minutes ago.
Nice.
Wow. That's cool. So do you ship, let's talk about shipping just for a minute. Do you ship like USPS, like priority mail?
Yes.
Is that what you do? So, because the priority mail is really interesting, right? Because, it's basically anything you can fit in that box. Anything you can fit in that box is for a flat rate, right?
Yes. Sorry, I guess I did not silence my phone.
We love it. No. We love this.
Leave that thing on,
the amount of eBay sellers we've had on the show, and all we can hear is ka-ching, ka-ching. It's proving your point, isn't it? Unless you've got one of these set up every 5 seconds, ka-ching.
No. It's legit.
Mine never ka-chings. I don't know what's wrong with me. I got the wrong app or something. I don't know, but...
Ron and Ali will be right back after this short break.
Do you want to set yourself apart from other eBay sellers? Want to look like one of the big brands? How would you like to feel confident that you could do it yourself, but know that the support is there if you get stuck? Now you can create your branded eBay store and have your store doing more. With Auction Pro Template's premium do-it-yourself eBay template. This template is loaded with tools and features you won't find in any other system. Go to yourstoredoingmore.com now to see what's included. That's yourstoredoingmore.com. Are you tired of stockouts? Are you done with overselling? Are you sick of wasting time with boring back-end tasks? If that's you, Ecom Dash is here to help. It's an inventory management and automation software system that helps your business run lean, reduce errors, and increase sales. Sync your inventory and sales data across channels, automatically forward sales to suppliers, and make your e-commerce business scalable. Visit ecomdash.com. That's ECOMDASH.com for a free trial and take 50% off your first month with promo code PODCAST.
Be sure to check out SoYouWannaSellOnEBay.com for the latest podcasts and all the information you need to get selling fast.
This is great. What is your average day? Because I know a lot of people. One, it's like there's a number of things like they have one person team. So they're out there, they're sourcing, then they've got to come home, they've got to take the pictures, and then they actually got to get it on eBay or Amazon or wherever they're listing. I mean, it can become a real sort of intense job. Have you sort of mastered a system that allows you to take the pictures and get things on easily?
I set aside time to do both sourcing and pictures. Like I said, I do have a couple of other accounts that I work with partners with, so I have to stay dedicated with them as well. So I stay busy. I do. And, listing can be time consuming. So can sourcing. But I have specific sales that are set up in Salvation Armies, and I know when they are, and I'm there. I'm just ready for them. I get in and out. I know exactly where I'm going when I enter the store. I hit it real quick, and I can sift an entire thrift store in under an hour.
Wow, man, that's amazing. So you're doing this full time, yeah?
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing it full time?
Full time, I've been doing it for about 7 years. Right about 7 years.
So let's go back 7 years ago. Was it scary? I mean, obviously you had probably had a job before that, right? And you had to make a decision to sever the ties from that job and that steady income, that security blanket that I know well, that, corporate America wraps around you and says, hey, you need us. Take us back to 7 years ago and how that transition from, working for the man and doing your own thing. How'd that go for you?
Well, like I said, I was just bartending, and I got sick and tired of just every single day. You would just go in and sling in drinks, and it was like, man, there's got to be a way I can do what I love doing full time. And I was already running a partnered, successful eBay store with a friend, but we still weren't seeing gigantic returns or anything like that. So I still had to work, but I was, at a point where I could at least be like, I can consider this. So I took a chance on it, and, it worked out. It worked out.
No,
so did you
really
do
cool,
it?
man.
Did you do it so did you make savings prior to doing it? Or was it like this, you had 1 month's money or something and then you just did it sort of thing?
Nope. One day I was like, I'm not working in this job anymore.
Wow. That's a lot of fear there.
Wow, man. Kudos
Did you go out in style? Did you do it in the movie, spray the alcohol everywhere? Or no? Oh, he's got sound effects. I love it.
That's right.
Finally, 2017 is going to be a good year.
Hey, it took that comment, man. That is really cool, Gabe, because I tell you what, I'm very fortunate that I do like my job right now, but I've been in other positions where I wasn't so happy, right? And sure. I know that feeling of, man, I can't do this one more day, and just to hear you say that you were able to do that and make it work, man. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to do it. And that's what I looked at. I told myself too many times, and then made the excuse to stick around. And finally one day I was like, no more. I'm not going back. And that was how I did it. Wow. I just called him up and was like, hey, I'm not ever coming back to work there.
Bye.
Here's my 20-second notice.
Yeah.
And from that, awesome. And this is again a common little thing, is from that move, from that fear sort of base, that move of, no, I'm not sure it's going to happen, something fantastic comes from it. You get this now 7 years full time working on your own, doing the charity shop or whatever. I mean, it's just, that's the story here, Gabe.
Absolutely.
That's
I've been doing my solo stuff for probably about 4 years, like just completely solo, like no help from, my own little eBay store and FBA. That's been about 4 years in the making. And I've had an awesome wife who stood behind me the entire time. And she works for herself as well. She's a content writer, and, she's had my back the whole time, and she supported me on everything I've done, and it's worked out for us both.
There are so many people that try and do something like this, Gabe, and don't have the support of their spouse, man. And it's so, I can only imagine it's so frustrating. My wife is like yours, and I know Ali's is as well, where they actually support us, right? But I know what it's like to have someone who doesn't support you, and you just know the possibility and you know the potential, but is it really worth the struggle, or is it worth the frustration that's going to, it's going to cause and the stress that it's going to cause in the relationship? So it is really a blessing, man, when you are able to do that and have that partner that really gets it and kind of understands, hey, I don't know what you do, but go for it, and make it happen, right?
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. And she even writes articles for me, so for my website, and that it's it's a bonus.
Yeah. So
That's right.
You got a free worker, is what you're saying, Gabe. Oh, we know. We're always looking for someone to write. I mean, aren't we, Ron? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, content writers these days is a great thing to know how to do, especially in the online world. So
we might have to waive the $1,200 fee that we charge to interview him today. You might not even get an invoice if you write for us.
Just a free T-shirt,
or have your wife.
Brilliant.
Yeah, free T-shirt.
There you go.
Yeah,
I got some good ones.
This is cool, man. So you're very laid back with it all, Gabe. It's like, this is what I do. It's pretty chilled. Isn't that great?
Absolutely. It's the only way to be. Why stress?
So let me ask you this, Gabe. Let's talk to the person who's, really like you had talked about, who's stressed out at their job. They hate, they not necessarily hate, but they just can't stand doing the job. And they just know that, something like eBay or, Amazon or whatever, but, could help them. What would you say to that person that, is really in your former position where you're struggling and, mentally it's like, it just eats at you every single day? What would you say to that person that, about starting an eBay business?
Sometimes we're all faced with decisions that's going to alter our life path, and you have to really lay it down in front of you and be like, am I going to take this risk? Is it worth it to follow my dream, to really pursue this? Or do I stick with the safe route? I don't stick with safe routes. That's just me.
That's the cowboy in you.
So, I mean, and when that moment comes, you've got to make that decision, whether you have support or not. You're your own person. You can't allow other people to alter your life path, no matter who they are. If you've got a dream, you've got to follow it if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's true. That's good advice, man. But I tell you what, if you make good, then it's golden, right? If you don't do so well, then you might have some explaining to do, as Lucy used to say. Yeah.
And that's absolutely true. But failure is a part of this business.
Yep.
If you
have to have freedom to fail, man.
Absolutely. And I see so many people who jump into the reselling business and they fail and they're like, oh, it's a scam. You can't really make money doing this. The fact of the matter is you have to first really learn what you're going to sell, and second, never underestimate how difficult this business is.
Yeah, I love that.
Well said. Well said, man. That is very true, because a lot of people think, that they would look at you and say, oh, man, he guy sells a ton of T-shirts. Must be easy or something. No one said this is easy. And let's be real clear here. It's probably the hardest thing you're going to do. The only thing is, and I always say this, I don't mind working 50 hours a week, but I want it to be my 50 when I want to. So if on a Wednesday afternoon it's beautiful outside, I want to take my kids to a park, man, and I'll work that night. I'll work 10 hours or, whatever I need to do, yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I work a lot. I spend hours upon hours, both on Amazon and eBay. And we even sell a Poshmark. So, I mean, we have a ton of platforms that we're selling on, and we're working.
Yeah, and you have to, don't you? You have to put the effort in, and then it comes back. And that's one thing I notice with a lot of these successful online entrepreneurs is they put the effort in, and then something happens, something comes to them, and it becomes very successful. And like you say, you learn along the way. How are you not going to make mistakes? If I wanted to be a rocket scientist, how am I not going to lose the spanner once in and often? Do they use Spanish?
Hey,
I just learned that word the other day.
Please don't look into rocket scientists.
I'm just going to Google that. How to be a rocket scientist.
Yeah, no, I know you well enough to say, let's go somewhere else, okay? Stay to your websites, man. You're awesome at that.
It's brilliant. So, wow. So do you haven't got like funny designs? So if I came up with a design, could I send it to you and you would put it on a shirt and do that? You have people that screen as well, do you?
Absolutely.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
That wasn't a yes. That was an absolutely.
Yeah, I know. With determination and the look in the eye.
Yes.
Are you serious? Exactly. He had that look. Are you serious?
I don't think Gabe would turn down any kind of a challenge. I think he's the kind of person that would make sure that something happened with it. That's really good.
So what's the future then, Gabe? Are we going to see you, on billboards? Are you going to be like the T-shirt guy of America?
Well, I do hope so. Like I said, I'm looking to expand into private label this year. That's my big goal for 2017. So, yeah.
For those who are not sure what that is, are you talking like the writing private label, or are you talking, what do you mean private label?
Private label products on Amazon FBA.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm looking
So he
into
would have his own line of products.
Oh,
yes.
so Gabe's products.
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
And of course, with the beard and so forth, I'm looking for a survival niche. So.
Yeah, and you know what's kind of cool is your last name is Sharp. You could actually do something like Sharper Image. Oh wait, that's already taken.
Already happened, yeah.
Yeah,
that's already gone.
No, but that's
I'm trying
cool.
to convince my wife that if we have a kid, I want to name my kid Razor.
Razor Sharp, man. Oh my gosh.
It's not going over so well, but I'm trying.
At least a middle name, right? I mean, at least, or maybe even a nickname.
Sharp
I mean, somehow you got to throw Razor in there, man. That'd be awesome.
I agree.
Yep.
No bullying at school. Let's keep away from that kid.
He's Razor Sharp.
He's Razor Sharp.
So,
leave him alone.
Let's talk just a little bit about feedback, right? I mean, obviously, when you're selling, used T-shirts and things like that, you might occasionally get somebody who's not real happy. How do you handle a negative feedback?
I just simply will message them, ask them if there's anything I can do to correct the situation.
Okay.
I mean, there's been times where I just give a full refund without ever even getting a return.
Yeah,
I tell
you
them
see the
straight
value
out.
in that.
Absolutely. I'm like, hey, go ahead and keep the item. Let me just refund you your money. And, could you please alter the feedback? Send them a submission for requested, alteration of feedback and go from there.
So if you're new out there and you're listening to him saying, why would you give the money back? The reason is because feedback on eBay is golden. Your 100% positive feedback is the best thing you can do for yourself. So even if he has to give and bear in mind, he's paying $2 and $3 for these T-shirts, right? So he's not out maybe a little bit of shipping if he does free shipping. And I see he does do a lot of free shipping, but he's only out a couple bucks, and to save face, somebody that's not happy would gladly, in most cases, accept the $3, accept the T-shirt and the money, the refund of the money of $19, whatever, $17, and then give him a positive feedback. That's worth every bit of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer. Just give them the money back. I mean, like you said, I'm out a few bucks, $5-6 at the max. That's not going to kill me.
But you don't ride on it. You just do it and get done and move on. You don't try and spend 16 emails trying to save yourself. Just do it and get done with it. So that you get that positive feedback and move on.
That's it.
You don't stalk him. You don't go, I know where you live, mate.
No, that's
my T-shirt.
So many people do that too, and
really?
I don't understand it at all. Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, people are. Yeah, it's like it's like this battle with their customers. I never understand it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Take my $3 shirt. You win.
I love
it.
Jeez.
Have it and enjoy it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So are you keeping up with all these latest things in eBay, like this, active content thing? Is this affecting you in any way? This new thing?
No.
Nah. You do pretty simple listings, do you?
Yeah. Very simple.
Don't
use HTML. I haven't used HTML the entire time because I knew this was coming. eBay has always frowned upon HTML, and people look at it like, that it's some big deal that's going to affect their listings. But the fact of the matter is, I sell a ton of merchandise with basic listings. People are looking for specifics. If you put specifics in your listing, they don't care how you put it in the listing.
So you just write.
Watch my language. Watch my language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what? Yeah, that's fantastic, man. Don't worry, we can always edit you. No, but
okay.
So you just doing it from a phone, or you're doing it from a computer? Because we've met people who just take the picture from the phone and then just list it from that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do everything on my phone. It's easy breezy. I know for a fact everything's going to look good on the mobile device that way. People are buying from mobile devices anyway. They're not seeing HTML. I mean, the screens aren't even usually responsive when you put an eBay listing up using HTML on a mobile device. So, I mean, it's pointless.
Cool. I mean,
and your sales, kind of tell you that you're doing okay without it. So you're good to go. When I guess it's May comes around and they take away active content.
July.
That's what I meant to say. Did
Yeah,
it sound like May?
No. Malay.
Yeah, Malaysia is near Thailand. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is great, man. So,
I'll be okay.
Yes, that's
good.
Cool. So how many products do you roughly put on a week then on your Amazon or eBay? How many are you listing?
I shoot for 50 a week.
Nice.
and normally hit
I
that?
shoot for 50 a week, and I try to at least sell at least 30 to 40 of those a week. That's my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man, that's pretty cool.
And if they don't sell, you just give them away as presents, do you?
No, I actually throw them on auction. I just blow them out.
Right.
Oh, wow.
That's
okay,
after 30 days. After 30 days, I'll throw them to auction and blow them out.
And then
does that normally? Yeah, I was going to say, does that normally go for you then? I mean, is that normally? Yeah. Oh, okay. That's a good idea, really.
Yeah. I mean, why keep it around? Why sit on a shirt or a pair of jeans for a year? I don't understand that. I mean,
right.
I don't have an interest in doing that. I source a lot of products. I list a lot of products, and and I would do 50 more a week. I actually had a helper, and when I had that, I had an employee, and when I had that, I was able to list a lot more. But doing it myself with 2 other active accounts with 2 being partners plus Amazon FBA, I can't really do more than 50 listings per week, 200 per month. And if I sell a good portion of those, that's a good month.
Yeah, definitely. So you don't have like vintage T-shirts, like a good bottle of wine?
Yeah,
you do. Yeah, the longer you keep it, the more it's worth, or something.
Well, I mean, I sell vintage T-shirts. I look for a lot of vintage T-shirts, concert shirts and stuff like that. People don't realize, but a concert shirt from the 1990s, it's authentic, can bring you $40-$50.
Well, let me tell you something, man. The concert shirts from the late 1970s, when I was going to concerts like Van Halen, they were disposable, man. You wear that thing today, and tomorrow it falls apart, man.
Good marketing.
They made a lot of money on those disposable T-shirts, yeah.
Very sure, man. And I sell a lot of those products on Etsy, so I even sell on Etsy. We sell vintage T-shirts on Etsy.
Wow, so you're everywhere.
Yeah.
And you don't accumulate a mass amount of fees from different things? I mean, it's all cheap to list on all these things. Like eBay's free, isn't it? And,
if you're making money, fees don't really hurt you.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's
just the cost of doing business.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I expect it. And there's going to be fees, and I'll pay them. That's fine. I'm still making money, and, I can live pretty comfortably. And that's what I look for.
Wow.
And that's what Ali and I always talk about. Where else can you start a business, for this kind of money, right? And you can even try it out first, sell things around the house and see if you even like doing it or if you can do it. And, once you find out, man, because it's the cheapest business you can start that I know of.
Absolutely. Well, and that's one of the most common questions I get is people talking about the hold that PayPal puts on your money when you first get, started on eBay. But that's the easiest way around it. Sell some products in your house that, the money isn't really that detrimental to you, and get those holds removed. Once you get to usually 10 feedback on eBay, PayPal will remove those. So
Exactly. So. Wow, I can't believe how fast this is going. We have come to the end of the show here, Gabe. I mean, cheers for coming on. Seriously, you've given some really good information here, and you're really chilled, aren't you? I love it.
Yes.
And it's all about having fun. It's all about that 7 years ago you were working in the bar and then you left, and now you're doing your own thing. This is the message we like to put out there, that anything is possible, and you're certainly showing that that's true. So, cheers, Gabe, for coming. We've really enjoyed it.
Cheers, sir. I appreciate you guys having me. Definitely. Anytime.
Yeah, we'll get you on again. We'll post all the notes from today's interview on our show notes page, which can be found at www.soyouwannasellonebay.com/show notes. Gabe, before you go, tell us, how can people get in contact with you?
www.newfrontierbusiness.com. That's my website. You can check me out on YouTube as well. Same name.
Wow, New Frontier. That sounds like something out of Star Wars. Or Star Trek.
Hey, we are in the new frontier of business. Online sales is the new frontier of business.
Very cool.
It's not getting smaller, is it? It's just going to get bigger. No. It's going to become
every year.
Yeah. So it's a thing to get into. So with people, with your advice and stuff like that, it just makes people's lives a lot easier. So thanks once again.
That's what
Gabe,
I'm trying for.
Exactly it. So thanks once again, Gabe, for joining us. We've really had fun here. From everyone at So You Want to Sell on eBay, I'm Ali Young.
And I'm Ron LeBeau.
That's all for this episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. Be sure to check out our next episode or any past episodes by going online to soyouwantasellonebay.com. Also, be sure to follow us on your favorite social media sites, facebook.com/So You Want to Sell on eBay, and Twitter @Your eBay Podcast. Thanks for listening, and until next time, happy selling.
Have an idea for a topic or know someone who would like to be on the show? Let us know. Just go to www.soyouwantasellonebay.com/interview. We look forward to hearing from you. This podcast was produced in part by Pro Voice Works.